Hello learners, I am Dr. Subodh Kesharwani, working with Indira Gandhi National Open University in the School of Management Studies. The topic which I am going to talk today is sequel to what we have discussed in our preceding session, which was focusing on PowerPoint presentations, and today's discussion revolves around the term called PPT and what usage this PPT have in business and corporate world. That is the discussion which revolves around in this particular slide. And prior to going into the depth of this topic, I just want to throw a light. And we have looked at the meaning of PPT presentations, its benefit, and how presentation PPT that engage in excelling business and fruitful for corporates. So anyway, I think the today discussion is going to focus more on what exactly this PPT is as far as the corporates and business are concerned. Prior to going into the depth of that, we just want to throw a light that speed, reliability, and transparency. These are the three of the most important things that should be given emphasis when it comes to business reporting, because reporting is something which gives the clear picture about the company, how the company moves, what are the plan of action of the company, what strategy the company is going to follow. So everything is going to be documented, everything is going to be printed in black and white format. So that is the reason reporting is very important, and we have seen that in our preceding sessions that MS Word is going to play a very important role, because the textual presentation, how we are going to make a text, that need to be done. So given its critical role in business operation, these reports should be well crafted and should be prudent. It is going to be used to attract new investors and to update employees about the state of the company, which is why it is important of these reports to be completed and presented properly. So when we are going to talk about presenting the content, I think somewhere this PowerPoint is going to play a very important role. So presentation ingredient, if we talk about when it comes to business reporting, there are generally two ways by which they are commonly presented: PowerPoint and Excel. And we have seen that in our coming sessions, when you go more into the coming weeks, the forthcoming weeks, you will find out very specifically, very elaborately, we have thrown a light on Excel, and we have talked about how the Excel works, what is the impact of spreadsheet, how spreadsheet is very important because the size of the data is changing with the change of time, and these gigantic data have massively taken a huge space. And to regulate, to streamline the process, it is very useful for all of us to find out that how we are going to do that. So in the rest of this, we will have a quick look at some of the reasons why PowerPoint is better choice for business reporting. So we know that without PowerPoint, business life is very tough. What would we do without PPT presentations? We know that when we are going to present anything in any of the conference, any of the seminar, or any of the forums, or the symposium, we see that this PPT role is very important, because PPT work as an enabler, work as a tool to broadcast our thoughts in a more systematic manner, in a more strategic manner. So would not there only be speeches and monologues? Imagine how a company would present its product. And if there could not be no PPT, how would business present their company profile? So for all those things, this PPT presentation is very important. And during the course of this post, we will look at the meaning of PPT presentation, its benefit, and how presentation design agency create PPT that engage. So PowerPoint businesses usage. PowerPoint have a great usage for the business. And while talking more about the PowerPoint, when we have started, the preliminary discussion of PowerPoint, we see that PPT have a versatile use. It have a use in one domain, which could be either corporates, other domain which could be education. It could be, as far as learning is concerned, as far as, interaction is concerned. So everywhere you find out that PPT role is very important and very burgeoning in nature. So presentations are not only the only useful business tools in PowerPoint. The program can be used for all types of important projects. For example, small business computing points. Out that program can be used to make videos for clients and employees. So that is where the thing is there. And in our coming discussion, you will find out that we have very elaborately, very massively talked about the multimedia, the animation, the PowerPoint. And we see that how these videos and how this animation is changing with the change of time. So these videos can also be uploaded onto YouTube. And in our coming discussion, you will find out that very exclusively we have talked about the YouTube. What is the role of YouTube? How these videos and YouTubes are helping the corporate world or the business world, and when it imbibe with the social media, with the social networking sites, as it could be the Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, you find out that it had a great usage. So for startups and small business, this is a simple cost-effective way to create engaging content for customers, investors. It's very true. And when we talk about the startup, when we talk about the first generation entrepreneurs, they are the one who have a great financial crunch. So they have a very limited resources, very limited capital, and with that capital they have to do that. So the only thing is that they have a presentation skill, they have a presentable skill, and they can float their things in a more systematic manner when they have a PowerPoint with them. So this is where the PowerPoint is fulfilling the gap and entering itself into this particular domain. So important business materials can also be created in this program. Brand style guides are often composed in PowerPoint because users can create visually appealing instructions for distributions to flip through, and slideshows are also perfect for trade shows when a business wants to attract viewer attention. So interesting photographs or statistics can also help bring potential clients over to business boost. So we see that when we mug up this spreadsheet, when we go more into the depthness of the learning of spreadsheet, we see that when these three combination combines, that is Word, PowerPoint and Excel, I think it's a complete office. So that could be the reason the Microsoft, which is a creator of this Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel or PowerPoint, they have a bundle with them. So this Microsoft Office is equipped with these three important softwares, application softwares, which are usually called, and when you combine these, I think it's a complete bundle which can work as a driving force behind running the business. So interesting photos and statistics can help bring potential clients over to business booth. And now, why businesses use PPT? So businesses use Microsoft PowerPoint to streamline their presentation creation efforts, but the software can help with a variety of other tasks as well. Whether you are getting ready to perform a new hire training, report financials, or conduct an end of the year summary, PowerPoint join your team. So this is somewhere PowerPoint is helping. And what are the uses of PowerPoint in business? So businesses use Microsoft PowerPoint to streamline their presentation creation efforts, but the software can help with a variety of other tasks as well. So whether you are getting ready to perform a new hire training, report financials, or conduct an end of the year summary, PowerPoint is going to help you in all the juncture at all the places. So what would we do without PPT presentations? Would not there only be speeches and monologues? Imagine how a company would present its product. How would business present their company profile? So this is where there's a use of PowerPoint presentation. And now if we want to recapitulate what exactly we have done in our preceding session, and when we are going to link with the business, I think a PowerPoint slideshow or a PPT presentation is a digital presentation that designed with the help of Microsoft PowerPoint software. The software is part of Microsoft Custom Office Suite. A PPT presentation is made up of slides. The software allows the user to add animation, audio and visuals to these slides. The objective is to convey ideas and stories in the most engaging way possible. So Microsoft PowerPoint is an excellent tool to share content, with collaboration also possible. It is quite easily one of the world's most recognized and used presentation software. Imaginary audio and video must be added to elevate the impact of the slideshow. The PPT presentation software will always rely on the PPT designing agency skills. So PPT presentation benefits: the visual impact that an effective slideshow presentation provides is beneficial in many ways. The audience's focus is improved, the interactivity and spontaneity are also boosted. Whether it is sales PPT, fundraising PPT, analyst presentation, conference PPT, elevator pitch or financial PPT, the presentation software will make the company business model and business proposition stand out. So the importance of PowerPoint in business. When we talk about, there is a great importance of PowerPoint, because most people have used PowerPoint at some point in their education or career. It's fairly easy to pick up the basic functions of the program. For simple presentations, and information can easily be conveyed through bullet points and images on various slides. So most people do not delve into the broader functionality of the program, but those interested in business management should look into everything PowerPoint has to offer. The useful program is often used during business meetings and proposal to persuade others of a company merits, among other uses. So knowing how to manipulate the program is a great advantage in business. Receiving a Microsoft certificate in PowerPoint training would give an employee the ability to create compelling presentation for any occasion. So that is where the certificates are coming up, the certified programs are coming up, which are making the employee or the people who are working in the organization about that. So PowerPoint businesses uses presentations, and not only the useful business tools created in PowerPoint. The program can be used for all types of important projects. For example, small business computing points that the program can be used to make videos for clients and employees. So it's not like that PowerPoint only extract the consumers or to the third party or the exterior people. It is quite useful as far as the training is concerned, as far as in-house development is concerned, as far as interacting with the internal team of the office is concerned. So everywhere you find out that it's of great use. If you go more into the backdrop, we find out that there are three hierarchy in the organization, that is lower level, middle level and upper level. Lower level people are emphasized more on the operational issues, whereas middle level managers are emphasized more on the tactical issues, and top level managers are emphasized more on the strategical issues. So how these issues are going to be intermingled, how the interaction is going to be there, how the connectivity between the layers of people are there. This is where there's a great use of this PowerPoint presentation, and it's when it's imbibed with the videos. I think in our coming sessions you will find out that we are going to learn many things, that how the PowerPoint presentation is converted into videos in a very small span, so that whatever the work you have done in writing a text, then converting into a PowerPoint, very easily you can make a video by imbibing your audio skills or the audio component into it. So these videos can also be uploaded onto YouTube. We will see that in our coming session, that how the YouTube is working as a enabler in making the videos live, and finding out the hittings of how many people have appreciated or liked the video. That can also be visualized. So startups and small business, this is a simple, cost-effective way to create engaging content for customers and investors. Important business materials can also be created in this program. Brand style guides are often composed in PowerPoint because users can create visually appealing instructions for distribution to flip through. Shows are also perfect for trade shows when a business wants to attract viewer attentions. Interesting photos or statistics can help bring potential clients over to business booth. So tip for making a presentation. I think when we are going through the PowerPoint, we know that how to make a PowerPoint, how to put the image into it. But on the other hand, we have to find out that there are certain the USP, there are certain tactics which one has to follow while making a presentation. And PowerPoint is a persuasive tool for businesses to use, but it also has to be managed wisely. It's easy for business meeting to turn boring and fact file really quickly. The creator of the PowerPoint slideshow has to keep this in mind when transferring information to the program. If the slides are too text heavy, viewers will get distracted reading the long blocks of wording and stop listening to the speaker. So Business Insider suggests using images to full capture the audience attention, and overall PowerPoint is only half of the puzzle. The other half is giving stellar verbal presentation to accompany the material. So it's not like that you can win the battle or you can interact with your the counterpart with PowerPoint only. The verbal presentation, the extempore way of handling and moderating the people, it's one of the important ingredients which need to be done. So what exactly we have to take care that PowerPoint work as an enabler. It's not like that you can win the battle by this PowerPoint. So if you want to make your presentation agile, make your presentation active, you have to have a modus operandi which can throw a light on that how the PowerPoint is going to become more catchy, where the verbal presentation to accompany the material is very important. That's why presentation skill training goes so well with PowerPoint certification. A presenter needs to avoid merely reading of the slides and be able to adequately answer all the questions. So the interaction in the present scenario need to be two-way. It's not like that the monotony is there where the speaker is always speaking every time. There must be a interaction between the audience, and the linkage between the two is quite important. So with PowerPoint and presenter training, employees will be ready to tackle any business meeting. PPT presentations leave an impression, so a lasting impression with business stakeholders, clients and investors is important. PPT presentations convey the company brand's identity, brand guidelines which comprises of marketing collateral, company vision, company logo and company products get resonated with the audience. So PPT presentations help collaborate ideas. So PowerPoint presentation allow team members to collaborate on ideas to improve either the flow or design elements. The presentation then becomes streamlined. So each team member can make use of PowerPoint settings to provide valuable insight. One such setting is available through the review tab. Members can add comments within a presentation. So and on the other hand, this PowerPoint presentation enormously saves a lot of time. So hiring a professional presentation can save time. All one has to do is the go through the basic contents and custom presentation which can give the good effect. So this frees up the time for the company personnel to focus on other tasks at hand. The design agency will take care of visuals, smooth animations, relevant charts, custom fonts and color schemes. So PPT presentation impact visually. An engaging PowerPoint presentation combine the usage of graphics, animation, multimedia. The ideas are turned into effective business communication. The overall addition of audio, video and visual imagery provides a visual impact that vows audience. For the presenter, the blend of animation, visual and text-based interaction is very important. Through clean template, design presenters can tell a journey in an engaging fashion. All of these can be achieved by hiring a good professionals or the presenters which can somewhere facilitate the business house to make the presentation more agile. So now the thing is that impress your investors with these pitch deck pointers. So when you talk about the pitch deck pointers, it is something which talks about the graphical presentation of data. In our coming session, we will see that how the graphical presentation is very important. Either it could be presentation of the data or the presentation of through spreadsheet. So it could be in a bar chart, in a pie chart, or the various charts. So these the presentations and these things can directly go into the mind of the viewers and give the image that graphically how the things are going. So rather than talking in a textual manner or in a audio manner, I think somewhere the presentation plays a very important role, and by seeing the presentation itself, one can very easily visualize that what could be the trend of company, whether the company trend or the profit of the company is going in the upward direction or in the downward direction. So that is something which is very important and need to be taken care. So tip for making a presentation. So PowerPoint is persuasive tool for business to use, but it also has to be managed wisely. It's easy for business meeting to turn boarding and fact file really quickly. The creator of the PowerPoint slideshow has to keep this in mind when transferring information to the program. If the slides are too text heavy, viewers will get distracted reading the long blocks of wording and stop listening to the speaker. And Business Insider suggests using images to full capture the audience attention. So overall, PowerPoint is only half to the puzzle I have already talked about. The other half is giving a stellar verbal presentation to accompany the material. And so why business reports are essential now, talking about the PowerPoint and other things. I think why there is a need of the business report and why everywhere the whole world is right now talking about the presentation or interacting with the customers, because we know that the customer is the king, and when you are going to convince the customers, when you are going to convince your clients, I think somewhere you can win the battle. So before we discuss the compelling reason why PowerPoint is better to be used than Excel, let's first have a glimpse at some of the reasons why business reports are important. So it gives a clear picture of the company, and among others, one of the best things about business reporting is that it can effectively provide insights about the current performance of a company, such as where it stands in terms of its profit and the competition. So business reports are also critical for making the right decision. It clarifies key performance indicators which can be used as the foundation for decision making. Now there are certain problems which is there. So another benefit of business reporting is fact that it will make it possible to highlight different problems within an organization, in turn use the findings to formulate strategic initiatives to solve the problem. So this helps develop a marketing strategy, and based on the findings stated in the business reports, it will also be easier to come out with effective marketing initiatives. From this, it's clear that business reporting is a clear component for any organization, regardless of its size and nature of operations. Given its significance, it is vital to make use of right tools. In this case, PowerPoint and Excel are one of the two most popular options that are available, and many people would have probably resort in the use of Excel, given the fact that it provides an easy platform to present numerical data. In addition, you can also automatically create charts and graphs which make it easier for the stakeholders to understand the information that is being presented. Now, other thing is that this PPT, other thing, creates a cohesive theme. Another benefit of using PowerPoint for business reporting is the fact that it will make it easier for the individual or for the organization as a whole to achieve consistency. Whether you want to achieve a professional or edgy theme, among others, you can do it easily. You can change the background and font easily depending on what is required by the presentation. It has better option for the chart. So we have earlier mentioned that Excel is a good choice when it comes to presenting information in graphs such as charts and bars. However, PowerPoint can do a better job. You you will have several options by which it will be possible to create graphical presentation of data. One of the best example such would be in the form of tachometer. There are many templates that are available for users, and the layouts are richer compared to what you can find from Excel. It offers for automation. It is also a good thing that PowerPoint, you can download plugins which can be used to link your report to various sources including Excel. This will make it snap to automate the information that it included in the report. This is going to be convenient feature as there is no need to manually update the presentation when there are changes in the data for information. So it improves collaboration, and a significant benefit of using Excel, which we already learned in our coming session, that it is going to be a collaborative one and team members can work together to be able to come up with the best way to present business report. There is also a feature wherein users will be allowed to review the content and consequently add a comment. So these comments can be seen by everyone who has access to the file. This will provide insights on how the presentation can further be improved. So flexibility is always there. Flexibility is another reason why PowerPoint is better option than Excel. When it comes to business reports, you can have it customized based on the intended purpose. You can opt to make a presentation that is text or image heavy. The best approach, however, is to have a perfectly balanced presentation, making it able to inform while at the same time not lacking in the terms of entertaining value. It creates a cohesive theme. It's a better option for chart. We know that the theme which is coming up in PowerPoint, it's marvelous. So and when you talk about the better option for charts, you get the ample number of views, and we have seen in Excel is a good choice when it comes to presenting information graphs such as charts and bars. However, PowerPoints can do better job. You will have several options by which it will be possible to create graphical presentation of data. One of the best example of such would be in the form of tachometer. So I think the time had come where we have to wind up, because already we have a very elaborative session starting from the preamble part of PowerPoint presentations, and then how to make presentations, how to involve the text or the graphics into the presentation, and now we are talking in a business perspective. So by now we have already established that PowerPoint is indeed the best way to create presentation for business reports. Nonetheless, this does not mean that Excel should not be ignored. So in fact, in most business settings, employees use both of these tools. Excel can be useful in terms of making sense of raw data. PowerPoint, on the other hand, is the better choice when it comes to the presentation of information after you have used Excel for calculation. I think in our coming days, in our next week, you will find out that a lot of the sessions are there which talks about the spreadsheet, and finally the graphical presentation of data. The moral of the story is clear that this course, when we talk about computer application in business, is a bundle course which starts with giving the glimpse about the computers, about the application of software and hardware, and then finally jump on the application of these particular things, like either it could be the Microsoft Word or Excel or the PowerPoint. The intention is very clear, to make our the first generation entrepreneurs or the learners who in the coming days either work in the company or establish their own organization, they can get the flavor of all these offices tools and try to involve into it and do certain things, so that if they are running their own entity, they can groom that, and if they are working in the organization, they can perform well to get promoted. So anyway, I think we will wind up by that, and in our coming days we will have some more sessions which is focusing more on this particular aspect or revolves around the theme called computer application business. Thank you very much.